A very good morning to all my dear students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine and fit, right? Yes, and you should be fine and fit, and you should pray that all the people who are suffering from this disease COVID-19, they all should get fine and fit soon, right? We should pray for them and we should be positive in this tough time, right? So with this positive note, what we are going to do today is that we are going to learn a new concept, right? As you all know that I am your English teacher, Miss Priyanka, and in today's class we will be learning chapter number 7 of your grammar book, that is Determinants. What is chapter number 7? Determinants. I will be explaining you this chapter with lots of examples so that you can understand the concept very easily and you will never forget the concept of determinants, right? So let's begin the class, and now we will understand the concept of determinants, okay? First of all, we should know what are determinants, right? Determinants are the words used before nouns when referring to a specific or general thing, to show possession or to tell how much or how many, right? So determinants are the words. These are the words which are used before nouns, means they are used before nouns and when referring to a specific or general thing. We may refer to any specific thing or we may say something in general. To show possession means the determinants are also used for showing possession, or to tell how much or how many. They also talk about the quantity, that how much or how many. Here are some examples of determinants, right? What are the examples? A, and, the, many, little, much, every, each, etc. All these are the examples of determinants. All these are the examples of determinants. A determiner is always followed by a noun. It means first a determiner comes and then a noun, right? How? If I am saying, suppose I will hide this, okay? I am saying people came to party. What I said? People came to party. But if we want to refer to the people, that how many people were there, there were a large amount of people were there, there were some people or there were no people, how we will know this? So we will make use of determiner here and we will say many people came to party. So here the determiner is followed by a noun, right? The determiner is followed by a noun and we told the details that how many people were there? There were many people, right? In the definition itself that we understood that the determiners also tell us about how many or how much, right? In the next example, if you see here, it is please give me my book, right? If I said, if I will hide this and I will write it like this, please give me book, then which book? Please give me my book. Here, my is used for referring the possession. It is showing the possession, right? So are you clear? What are basically determiners? Determiners are the words that are used before nouns. They are used before nouns and they are used to refer a specific or a general thing. They show possession and they also answer the question of how much and how many, right? Now you understood the concept. Now we will take more and more examples for understanding the concept of determiners. Let us begin. Now students, let us learn about the kinds of determiners, right? So the first kind of determiners here are articles. Are you all aware about this word? Articles. You might have heard this word when you were in class nursery or KG, right? Articles are a and the, right? And articles are divided into two types. Number one is indefinite articles and the second one is definite article. A and an are indefinite articles and the is definite article, right? So when we make use of articles, as you all know that when there is something singular or there is one thing, so we make use of a, right? The indefinite article a book, a car, a bottle. And when we make use of an is used in front of vowel sounds, right? An apple, an orange, an egg. And where we use the is used in different situations for naming a thing like the Gita, the Taj Mahal, the moon, right? So we make use of the in different other contexts also, right? So you all are aware about this type of determiner, that is articles. Articles are of two types, indefinite and definite. Indefinite articles are a and definite article is the, right? Now I will give you example. It is given on page number 43 of your grammar book. A mat, an Australian, the pencil, right? All these are the examples where we made use of articles. Now we will talk about determiners of quantity or quantifiers. As the word itself is telling you, and talking about quantity, it means we will talk about the amount, the quantity, how much, how many, right? So we will be learning about the concept of determiners of quantity, or we also call them as quantifiers. What do we call them? Quantifiers, right? Some determiners of quantity may be used with countable nouns, while others are used with uncountable nouns or with both, right? There are some determiners which are only used with countable nouns, and there are some determiners which are used with both countable and uncountable nouns, right? Some examples of determiners of quantity are some, any, much, enough, whole, little, a little, the little, few, a few, the few. All these are the examples of determiners of quantity, right? And if you will say that ma'am, you have taken all the examples, how will we understand that where we have to fill which one? So don't worry about it. I will be telling you all the differences so that you will understand that where I have to fill which one, right? And when we fill in the blanks, we often get confused that which one should I fill? Oh, it will be correct or not, right? But now when I will explain you with the help of examples, you will easily understand that where you have to fill which determiner, right? Some of these determiners are easily confused and hence can be used incorrectly, right? So we will today learn about some easily confusing determiners. Number one is much and many. We often get confused with these, that should I use much or should I use many, right? But where we make use of much, let me tell you, much is always used before uncountable nouns to denote quantity. It means much is used before uncountable nouns. Understand this, uncountable noun. For example, if I am saying there is not much water left in the bottle, there is not left much water. Much water means I'm talking about the little quantity, right? If I say there is not left much water in the bottle, so what I'm saying, not much means there is very less, right? Understood? So this is the not much. Much I'm talking about. I am not talking about any countable thing. I am talking about the uncountable thing. Are you getting my point? And if we talk about many, then many usually refers to number. When we can count, when we talk about number, many people believe that technology is the best thing to happen to us, right? So here we are talking about the number. Many people, right? There are some countable number of people who believe that the technology is a gift for all of us. So you understand? Much is used with uncountables and many is used with numbers, right? Now let us talk about little, a little, the little. Now you will get easily confused where I have to use which one. All three of them are same, only the and and the are different, right? But I will tell you the difference. When we talk about little, to mean almost nothing, it means very little, there is nothing, almost nothing. He has little interest in sports. It means almost nothing. He is least interested in sports. At that time, we are making use of little, right? And if we say a little to mean some, there is a little, means there is some. Means we are not talking about almost nothing. We are talking about some. If I say, give me a little sugar. See, a little sugar. What I'm saying, a little sugar, it means some sugar, right? I'm talking about some sugar. I'm not talking about the full quantity. I'm talking about some. So I will use a little when I have to make use of some. So what I'll say, give me a little sugar. Are you getting the point? Now, when we will talk about the little, it means all that is, means all the thing, means this was the amount which the person was having. If I say he gave the little money he had to charity, it means all the money, all that what that person was having, he has given all the thing, right? So we have made use of the little when we talk about all that is, right? All that he was having, he had given that, right? So now you understood little, a little and the little, right? Now we will talk about something which is again confusing. What is that? Few, a few, the few, right? Few, a few, the few. Now you will again get confused, right? But no, there is no need to get confused. I will explain you where we make use of all the three. If I said few, what I said? Few. If I said few, then few is opposite of many and refers to number, means practically none, right? So few is basically the opposite of many. It means we talk about number. When there was a large amount in numbers, we were using many. And when there is a less amount in numbers, we are using few, right? We are using few. For example, few people here are vegetarian. It means practically very less, few people are there vegetarian, right? And where we have to use a few is just similar to some, S-O-M-E, some. A few is just similar to some, right? To mean some, he has only a few friends. A few, what I have used, he has only a few friends. A few means only some friends, right? So a few is basically similar to some, S-O-M-E, some. And if we talk about the few, now we have to talk about the few, then the few means all there is. Earlier it was the little, where it was all that is. Now here the few, it means all there is, means whatever there is, he had or she had given it. For example, Mohan gave away the few clothes he had. It means whatever the clothes he was having, he had given all of them. So when we talk about the all, at that time we are making the use of the few when we talk about all there is, right? Are you getting my point? If I talk about any and some, these are not that much confusing. Any is used for questions and negative statements. Any is basically used for questions and negative statements. If I say, do you have any books? So I'm asking any means do you have, means one or two, or means you are having or not, right? So I am making use of any for questions and negative statements. He didn't had any books, right? So for negative statements also I can use it, and for questions also I can make use of any, right? And if we talk about some, so it is a positive for few, right? Just now I told you it is a positive for few. A few. I told you that these two are basically somehow similar. A few and some, right? So here are some books, right? So I am here talking about what? What I am talking about? Here I am talking about the similarity between a few and some, right? So now you don't have to get confused in it. Much is used with uncountables and many is used with numbers. Little is used with almost nothing and a little is used with some. The little is used for all that is, right? Few is used for practically none, almost nothing, right? And a few is used for some. It is somehow, these two are somehow same, right? And the few is used for all there is. Whatever the person is having, he has given or he has taken, whatever in the sentence. It means we have used the few for all there is, right? All there is we have been using here. And any is basically used for questions and negative sentences, and some is basically a positive for a few, right? You understood this? So this was the concept of determiners of quantity, or we can say quantifiers, right? Determiners, as I told you, that what are determiners, right? Determiners are the words used before nouns when referring to a specific or general thing. They also talk about possession. They also talk about how much, how many, right? And they are divided into various parts. Today we discussed its two kinds, articles that you all know, and now what you also know, the determiners of quantity, right? Are you people getting this? Now what you have to do is, you have to draw this table on page number 44. On page number 44, one table is given. This green table is given. You have to draw this in your notebook very neatly. You have to use pencil colors for shading. Nobody will use any color which is means like crayons or oil pastels. You are not going to use them. You are just going to use pencil colors, and you are going to make these tables which are given on page number 44 in your grammar notebook, right? And you have to revise the concept of determiners. Whatever I have told you in this class, you have to go through it. You have to understand the concept again and again. I hope now the concept is clear to you. Thank you, class.